welcome back to second half action on Channel 60 PHS. Your score at the intermission, 27 Port Huron High, 22 Port Huron Northern, as the teams re-enter the court to start the third quarter. Quickly checking the lineups for the visiting Huskies. Aaron Powell, Brian Jameson, Greg Clark, Todd Bloomquist, and Brian Hanton for the Big Reds. Ryan Mullins, Jeff Zuloff with the ball. Brian Coleman, Terry Miller, and Andrew Diggins. Early on, you can see, Scott, we've got Jameson guarding Diggins. That'll be an interesting matchup underneath.
I think that's a little switch from the beginning of the game. I think Port Huron High now is trying to be a little more patient with the ball, work the ball inside to Diggins. Big basket there.
Andrew Diggins, credit him with the basket. The foul on number 44, Brian Hinton. I tell you, they got it into TJ underneath. Jameson blocked his shot, but it came right back to Andrew. He put it out and fouled by Brian Hinton.
Andrew Diggins is so strong. I think that you've got to get your body and both hands on that ball.
He's a fighter too. He came to play tonight. He comes to play every night, and he's a bull underneath. Coleman gets the rebound. It's tied up, but quickly gets it out to Jeff Zuloff. Ryan Mullins will set up the offense for the Big Reds. Coleman from 15, no good. Rebound, Powell. Oh, nice defensive play by Ryan Mullins, but Andrew Powell got the ball, put it up, and was fouled. He'll go to the line, I believe, to shoot two.
See some of that coast-to-coast passing there, Randy. 3 quick passes and a shot.
Well, earlier in the year, I was real impressed. Port Huron, both these teams are very unselfish, but Port Huron Northern did a real nice job on the break. The ball never touched the floor a few times early on. And talking to Coach Hand before the game, they've kind of gotten away from that, and they've had quite a few turnovers on the passes lately, and he's hoping to improve on that here in the second half.
I think that's the trying to get back in the game. Mr. Bloomquist just put another bucket in.
Well, it looks like the strategy for Northern is to get it down to Bloomquist, and the strategy for High is to get it down to either Diggins or Coleman.
So far, I agree with you. I think PH is a little more patient with the ball than they were in the first half. They've got the lead. They want to make Northern work for their point.
Also, it's interesting to see Northern's now in a man-to-man where they started the start of the game in a 3-2 zone. Coleman, no good. Rebound to Bloomquist.
I'm surprised that Todd isn't on Diggins down. I'm playing the man-to-man, but I think Jameson's a little quicker.
Clark from inside. All net for Greg Clark. Cuts the lead to 3, 29-26. 6:12 remaining in the third quarter. I think we're looking at a wire-to-wire finish, Scott.
Oh, I agree. Most of these games are usually barn burners, and I think the folks came to see a barn burner, and I think they're going to have one.
Credit to pass to Ryan Mullins, the basket to Andrew Diggins, number 44.
Diggins puts that ball up so strong, it's just right in the hole every time.
You can see Northern's looking inside, but High won't give them anything. They're going to have to hit the outside shot. Clark, who just hit the first shot, no good. Gets his own rebound, but his foot's on the line, says referee Mike Hessen. Turnover to the Big Reds. Number 54.
Northern's going to climb back in this game. They've got to quit turning that ball over down there. Taking a little bit of time before they set up for the shot, and then you just can't turn that ball over.
Anthony Edwards checks in for Brian Coleman. 2-on-1 break. Edwards all the way to the hole. And as I said earlier, Anthony Edwards not afraid to put it up. He's like the Vinnie Johnson of the Pistons there. He comes in, gives an offensive spark right away.
Nice move to the hole. Port Huron High's making Northern work for everything.
Jameson's tied up, but we'll call a foul on number 54, Anthony Edwards. I can hear Coach Ed Peltz go, don't reach, don't reach. They've got to, when a man goes baseline, you got to beat him to that spot and hold your ground. Hopefully you'll get called on the charge. But he was a step late, and he got called for the foul.
I think with high style of play, that banging and reaching in and just aggressive play, I think Northern's got to try to get them out of their game plan, but right now, Port Huron High is really clicking.
Well, Todd Bloomquist gets the basket, but more important for Northern, Andrew Diggins has to sit down as he picked up his third foul with 4:58 remaining, and Brian Coleman, who just sat down, has got to quickly check back in. A major factor here early in the third quarter.
We'll have to see if Northern can capitalize on Port Huron High's big player taking the pine here for a little bit.
Todd caps off the three-point play, cuts the deficit to 4. That definitely hurts Port Huron High's inside game, that's for sure. Blocked underneath by Jamison. Bloomquist inside against Coleman, shots up, but he's fouled by number 42, Brian Coleman. And the big men of the Big Reds are quickly getting in foul trouble here early on.
You can tell underneath Todd wants that basketball. Port Huron High's having problems adjusting to his height.
You notice the big brace on Todd's left knee. He was in a boating accident over the summer. He's fortunate enough to be playing right now. The first time he wore that brace was against Port Huron High, and he seems a little bit more adjusted to it, a little bit more mobile, even though I'm sure it still hampers him a little bit.
Well, that's a whole lot of lumber to carry around out there. It's definitely restrict your play a bit, but he seems to be adjusting real well.
Todd only a junior at 6'5". His brother Eric started for this team a year ago. Nice defense by Jeff Zuloff.
Real nice play by Port Huron High.
Port Huron Northern falls back as Port Huron High gets the ball in on the inbounds play. Northern still in tight man-to-man defense. Zuloff cut off baseline. Doesn't find anybody inside, so he takes it outside. That's where you got to be, is patient.
Port Huron High is showing a lot of patience now. They're playing as a team.
Mullins shot short, rebound to Clark, and a foul on Ryan Mullins, who followed the shot, but got there a little bit late. Number 30, Norm Cosgrove, checks into the Husky lineup for Greg Clark, but since Greg's going to the line to shoot 1-and-1, and again, that's a major factor since High looks like it's already over the limit here early on with 3:55 remaining in the third quarter. So that charity stripe's sure going to play a big part of this ball game before it's over.
I'm trying not to say anything about it. Last time we said something about shooting the free throws, the boys couldn't put anything in the hole. So we'll just say they're up there getting ready to go.
Well, it worked. Greg hits the first, he'll get the bonus. Looked like a lane violation, nothing was called. Bloomquist can't get the kind roll. Rebound Terry Miller, quickly up court to Ryan Mullins. Coleman goes up against Bloomquist, too hard off the iron, rebound Hen. Paul Downey for three, no good. Paul Downey, three-point specialist who just checked into the ball game, quickly hustles back on defense. Jeff Zuloff, finger roll, left hand, can't get it to go. Downey pulls down a strong rebound. Well, I've been waiting for Paul Downey to come in. He's quite a three-point shooter there, and you saw as soon as he got his hands, it didn't fall, but when Paul gets it going, he can fire it up.
With the shooters, it's just a little bit of a rhythm thing, a little flow thing. Once they start hitting them, you got to watch out. I'm waiting for Mr. Jamison to bust loose. He scored one three-pointer in the first quarter, and I don't think he's even attempted. He's attempted a couple more, but he can get his rhythm and he can sink a couple of those three-pointers. That's a big play.
Coach Ed Peltz calls timeout with your score 33-30, 3:13 remaining in the third quarter. Scott, this will give us a chance to recap the scoring of the first half.
In the first half, for Port Huron Northern, Todd Bloomquist did the majority of the scoring with 12 points. Todd also picked up 2 fouls. As I said before, Jameson had 3 points, and the rest of the scoring was pretty well balanced out. For Port Huron High, it was a little more balanced with Diggins and Miller both having 6, and Diggins also picked up 2 fouls. So as we get, Todd Bloomquist is picking up right off where he left off, leading for the leading scorer for Northern. He scored 2 quick baskets. They're still getting into the inside, but Port Huron High is showing a lot of patience, a lot of poise out there. They can keep in their game plan, keep the hustle up. I think they might be putting another W in their win column here.
Well, we see after the timeout that Coach Hayden's inserted Brian Jameson for Paul Downey. Setting quickly the Northern lineup, we've got Hanton and Cosgrove at the guards, Powell and Jameson at the forward slot, with Todd Bloomquist was at the line in the center hole. For the Big Reds at the guards, we've got Zuloff and Mullins. Forwards, Edwards and Terry Miller, and Andrew Diggins, the post-up man for the Big Reds. Todd hits the first, has a chance to cut the deficit 2-1. 33-31, Port Huron High. He hits them both. And Northern continues full court man-to-man pressure.
Todd Bloomquist is looking extremely good out there tonight. He's really getting into his game. He's settled down. He still only has 2 fouls. If he can keep that up.
Still by Cosgrove. Good foul by Jeff Zuloff. There is such a thing as a good foul out there. He had Jeff beat. Jeff fouled him out front. Make him hit the free throws instead of getting him the easy layup. I know Jeff's a little unhappy with himself as he comes out, but that was a good foul because that was a sure 2 points for Norm Cosgrove on the steal.
Oh yeah, you got to put him to the line. You can't let him have those easy points like that. Real smart play by Mr. Zuloff.
Norm hits the first, he'll get the bonus. Number 24, Tony Haskins checks into Port Huron High's lineup. Norm splits the pair.
Seems to me that Northern and Port Huron High switch roles. Port Huron High now is, Port Huron Northern now is the aggressor, and Port Huron High is playing with a little more patience.
Michael Miller, number 22, with the ball for the Big Reds. Looks inside to Diggins. He gets it in low. Spin move, shots up. Hangs in the air, his own rebound.
Beautiful
just
move.
So strong, just so strong. Andrew Diggins.
Makes me wonder if he chose the right sport there, Randy.
Aaron Powell shot's no good, but it wouldn't have counted anyways. He's called on a travel violation, turnover to the Big Reds. Well, I don't know. I think he plays tight end in football with his upper body there. I think if he was about 6'7" in basketball instead of about 6'3", then I'd say basketball, but he'll probably walk on maybe in Ferris. I know if his dad has anything to say about it, he'll be a 2-sport letterman there for the Bulldogs of Ferris State.
Think of some of the Michael Jordan traits here. It seems to be the thing all the kids dream of nowadays.
On the turnover, Port Huron High in full court man-to-man pressure themselves. Definitely an up-tempo game here tonight. Cosgrove just inside 3, short, rebound. Jameson, he puts the shot back up and good. Ryan Jameson. We're tied, 35-35, 1:44 remaining in the third quarter.
Look close there, Randy.
Terry Miller inside, off the hands.
Nice hustle by Todd Bloomquist.
2-on-1, Cosgrove gives it up to Bloomquist. And now Huskers Huskies, who haven't led since early on, take a 2-point lead with 1:20 remaining in the third quarter. 37-35 Northern. And the Husky fans come to life.
A lot of bang and a lot of bodies underneath that basket right now. I think Todd just picked up his third foul. That could make a big difference in the game.
Well, every time Andrew Diggins gets it down low, he's going baseline against Bloomquist. He figures Todd's got to beat him to the spot. If not, he's going to get the foul on the block. Todd's got to take a seat as number 52, Dan Larison, checks in to the Husky lineup. Number 52, Ryan Mullins, checks back in, as does number 42, Brian Coleman.
I don't know how long Northern can last with Todd sitting on the bench. Todd seems to be doing the bulk of the work tonight. He just cracked the 20-point margin here. Big player right now.
Warrior High got it in. Diggins with the basket. Rebound Coleman. But traveling is the call.
Turnovers. You can't turn the ball over in these big games.
And the Port Huron High fans didn't like that call, but it's a very partial crowd, I would say. Probably more Port Huron High than Port Huron Northern here tonight.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell.
Jameson goes baseline, but he bounced the ball on the line. Another turnover to the Big Reds.
Seems like both teams are playing a little more tight than they did at the opening of the game.
And a big call, it goes the other way. The fourth personal foul on Andrew Diggins as he pushed off trying to get position on Dan Larison. Eddie Peltz, coach of the Big Reds, doesn't like the call. But with 31 seconds remaining in a tie ball game at 37 all, Andrew Diggins is going to have to take a seat.
Big play there.
Number 54, Anthony Edwards, checks in for Andrew Diggins.
To see how High can adjust to Diggins sitting on the bench. He's going to have to sit there for pretty much half of that the next quarter there too.
Larison hits the first. Well, it'll be interesting. Port Huron High, the whole third quarter's gone inside. Diggins has picked up about 8 to 10 points here in the third quarter. Now he's got to take a seat, so somebody's going to have to get hot from the outside for Port Huron High to stay in this game.
Somebody's going to have to pick it up. It seems so far it's been the Diggins-Bloomquist show. Everybody else is pretty well spreading the scoring out a bit. Someone's going to have to take charge. I think Northern's kind of hoping Jameson starts hitting the threes. And the same token, Port Huron High needs to get Coleman or something like that hot again.
Bad pass on the inbounds play and a foul on Terry Miller. Credit to steal to Brian Hatton. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. And those turnovers keep adding up on both teams, Scott.
The refs are calling. We were earlier in the first half, we've seen the refs talking to the players. They're starting to call. A lot of things underneath there.
Brian gets the roll. Port Huron Northern leads by 2.
Well, your Northern really starting to put the free throws back in the hole there. Big points in the second half.
Ryan splits the pair, rebound Coleman, stripped away by Jameson, who's Johnny on the spot. But referee Mike Gessen says it's Port Huron High ball. Zuloff baseline goes up. Offensive foul. Will they count the basket? Let's see. Let's see if they'll count the basket. No, they wave the basket off. Call the charge on number 34, Jeff Zuloff. Tough call that could have went either way. Have a big bearing on this ball game. 2 seconds remaining. Long pass. Hand shots up. No good.
That call hurt. That call definitely hurt Port Huron High. Jeff thought he had that. I don't know, that call to me could possibly went either way. Big call there.
Well, we've had a 7-point swing here, as at the end of the half it was 27-22 Port Huron High. At the end of 3, however, it's 39 for the visiting Port Huron Northern Huskies and 37 for the hometown Port Huron High Big Reds. We're in for 8 minutes of jam-packed action here at the Big Red Gymnasium.
Oh, the crowd is really getting into it now. This is what high school basketball is all about. There's so much emotion in the game. The crowd, the parents, the kids really play their hearts out.
Well, this is a rare Thursday night telecast for us. So since they've got school tomorrow, they'll be able to. One of these teams will be able to go back home and tell their fans how they pulled this one out tonight.
Oh yeah, this is also always for the big bragging rights in the Port Huron area. You know, it's kind of the last time that, like we said before, that this is for the EML. Port Huron High knows they got to get this game to have a chance to win the league.
Well, it's interesting to see. They open the fourth quarter with Bloomquist coming back in for the Huskies. He's fouled underneath by Coleman. So you see Bloomquist comes back in. His presence is felt right away. Andrew Diggins with 4 fouls remains on the Big Red bench.
I think the big secret is how long Andrew Diggins is going to sit on the bench with those 4 fouls.
That's Coleman's 4th also, so both big men for the Big Reds are in serious foul trouble here to start the fourth quarter. Air ball on the free throw attempt. Port Huron Northern with their biggest lead of the night by 4 points. Terry Miller closely guarded by junior guard Brian Hanton.
Port Huron High still showing good patience with the ball, a lot of time, a lot of game.
They really don't have anybody that's taking charge offensively, though, with Bloomquist on the bench. Mullins!
Big basket. Every basket now is a big basket with this crowd.
Big basket by Ryan Mullins. Steal by Anthony Edwards.
Turnovers again. Turnovers. You just got to avoid the turnovers.
Ray Clark, senior guard for Northern, ready to check back in at the next whistle, as is number 42, Blake Nelson. Edwards looks inside, can't find anybody, goes up top to Jeff Zuloff.
A lot of patience by this Port Huron High team.
Nice pick by Coleman. Mullins again, shots up and good. Nice pick to set up the play by Coleman. Credit the basket to Ryan Mullins. We've got a tie ball game. 6:18 remaining in the ball game, 41-41.
Port Huron High can keep this up. They bring Mr. Diggins back in the game.
Cosgrove
going to have their hands. You gotta make those shots there, Randy. You just gotta make them.
Bloomquist, who's been exceptional all night, misses the puppy underneath. Little lazy defense there. Lazy defense by the Northern players as they got caught back up court. Credit the basket to Coleman. The foul to Northern. High retakes the lead, and Coleman will go to the line to shoot 3, and the fans, you can hear the fans, Scout.
Oh yeah, Northern's got to call a timeout here. They let these Port Huron fans get right in the game. They're the 6th man out here right now. Northern did just call a timeout. I think that's a smart play by Coach Hanton. He's got to try to get these fans out of the game, get his troops all sit on a bench and let them regroup a bit.
Well, we could definitely be looking at OT here before this game's over. Both teams have both played hard tonight. It's been fast-paced action, man-to-man full-court pressure for most of the evening on both teams.
They're sharing baskets now. It's back and forth here, tied. one team hasn't ever really taken command of the game. I'm just really impressed with Boyern High, how they changed in the second half. They became so much more patient. It's like you're seeing two different teams out there. Northern's pretty much staying in the same game plan, which I think is a secret for them to win this ball game. But Boyern High is a team with a lot of youth, but you can't really say either team. Both teams have a lot of youth on them. And they're both doing an exceptional job here tonight.
Andrew Diggins remains on the bench for the Big Reds. Brian Coleman trying to finish off a three-point opportunity. 43-41 your score with 5:54 remaining. All net for Brian Coleman. Full court pressure by the Big Reds into Dan Larison. Well, you really haven't seen Brian Jameson throw up too many shots here, and he's their money player. He's going to have to shoot the ball a little more here.
I think Terry Miller's been doing a real good job on him all night out there, and kind of taking Brian out of his game.
Larison banks in the shot, cuts the deficit to 1. Seesaw battle here. Miller cut off baseline, good defensive job by hand. When you're in full court man-to-man pressure to open things up, you've got to set some mean picks underneath. That's the only way you're going to free somebody up.
That's true. Both teams.
Miller bait comes in through the middle, gets his own rebound. Nice pump move.
No.
He gets it again, stripped away. Coleman.
Coleman, yeah.
Miller and Coleman relentless on the board.
Too many shots by Northern, too many shots. They can't allow them to take 2 or 3 shots right there underneath that basket.
I thought they were going to call it on Ryan Mullins, but they called it on number 32, Brian Jameson, as he pushed off. Fine defensive play by Ryan. Oh, you like these games, Scott. I mean, the fans are in it. I feel we're in this game.
A real thrill for me. This is my first time I've actually seen the rivalry of Boyern High and Boyern Northern, and I'm really enjoying the game.
Well, I think in the next minute you got to see Andrew Diggins come back into this ball game for the Big Reds.
I agree. You can't have Mr. Diggins and Mr. Blucrum sitting on the bench now. We've got just about 4 minutes to play, and you got to go where the cards are going to fall.
Nice hustle by Zuloff to keep the ball. Anthony Edwards.
Big basket there.
The foul on Jameson. Anthony Edwards, the 6th man up for the Boyern High, gives him instant offense. Bloomquist and Anthony Powell check back into the lineup.
I think Powell, Coach Hatton's hoping Powell has a game like he did against Sarnia St. Pat's. Had a lot of steals, a regular spark plug. They brought him up from the JV team. But Mr. Edwards is certainly starting to take over where Mr. Diggins left off underneath.
No good. Fight for the rebound to Bloomquist. Almost a steal by Miller, saved by Greg Clark. Nice pass underneath, but Powell can't get it to go. Rebound Mullins.
Nice block there by Coleman.
Boyern High with a 5-point lead, 3:40 to go. Coleman gotta be walking, yes.
Oh, NBA there.
Ryan maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Got called on a travel violation. Still by Mullins. Zuloff pushed from behind by Hinton.
Turnover right there, Randy. Northern can't afford to do that. Come back and let the player break away like that and commit the foul.
And with 3:22 remaining, we see Andrew Diggins check in for Brian Coleman. So Port Huron High substitutes one big man for the other. Port Huron High with the 5-point lead. Jeff Zuloff in a 1-on-1 situation.
Port Huron High still showing that patience.
Too hard off the iron, rebound Bloomquist. Still by Zuloff. Good defense though by Hinton, quickly up court.
Beautiful job there by Edwards again.
Terry Miller reverse, left-hand reverse.
You hear these fans. Good time for another timeout by Northern. They can't let these fans get into the game. This is a 6-man right here.
Well, Northern lost their patience. Port Huron High has the lead by 7 with 2:54. And crowds into it.
I think Northern all year long has been a streaky team like that. They'll play really good basketball and start turning the ball over. They got to rein themselves back in or whatever.
Well, Port Huron Northern hasn't been down too many games, so they don't know really what it's like to play from behind, where Port Huron High, for over half their games, has had to come from behind. This one's still too close to call with 2:54 remaining, but the momentum definitely favors the Port Huron High Big Red.
I agree. Port Huron High has came out and adjusted real well. Like I said before, they totally changed faces out there. But Port Huron Northern, though, the last 2 games they played, I think right now they're kind of being a monkey on their back. They're trying to get back in there and get their mind thinking about winning this ball game.
Well, definitely a good timeout by Coach Hinton. And you can see Coach Hinton and his assistant Jim Bates talking with his troops, trying to get them under control here. A lot of time left. Norm Cosgrove checks in the lineup for the Huskies.
They got to start making the baskets when they get down there now without turning the ball over.
Cosgrove goes through the lane. Can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line.
Big free throws here, Randy. They got to get a couple points. They can't keep bringing that ball down to their basket without scoring.
Well, Norm saw a little opening and he put it up. Couldn't get the roll, but he'll have a chance on the 1-on-1 charity stripe.
Big basket here, pulls them within 5.
Owen splits the pair, rebound, scramble on the floor, save Cosgrove to Jamison, the shot's up, no good.
A lot of hustle out there by Northern. I think Coach Hatton had a talk with him. We'll see what can happen.
Foul on 3-0, Terry Miller, his 4th. Hey, you can't worry about fouls now. There's only 2:35 remaining. You got to give it your all.
Port Huron High, their style of play, you're going to have a lot of fouls with all that hustle, but Coach Peltz plays 9 or 10 players in the game, keeps a good mixture out there. On the other hand, Northern's got to climb back in there. Every one of these points are so important at this time of the game.
Well, they had the right man on the line as Bryant hits them both, cuts the deficit to 4. A lot of time remaining. Off Ryan Mullins.
Big turnover there, Randy.
Ed Peltz wants a timeout. Ed Peltz wants a timeout as the momentum has shifted quickly here to the Huskies, who cut the deficit to 4 with 2:32 remaining.
You can just feel the momentum shifting back and forth. We got the Northern fans behind us, and you got the Port Huron High fans pretty much across from us. It seems like a seesaw battle out on the court with the fans.
Well, fortunately for you and I, Scott, we didn't attend either one of these schools, so we can be impartial, and it's turned out to be one whale of a ball game.
It is. It's really great to be sitting here watching 2 good basketball teams. I'm really excited to be here. It's an excellent basketball game. The only thing about these type of games, you hate to see a loser. Both teams have played so hard. Both teams have played like a winner.
Well, we've got all the radio stations. The John Nagowski of the Times Herald's here covering the game. We've got Channel 6, a big media event tonight in Port Huron for this rivalry, crosstown rivalry, the Port Huron High Big Reds and the Port Huron Northern Huskies. Cosgrove, not a good shot by Norm. Norm kind of off balance there, kind of forced it up.
Yeah, I think Norm's talking to himself, saying he shouldn't have forced that shot, but this time everything they're trying to get every shot to count.
Foul on 52, Ryan Mullins. This is where these charity stripes going to make or break you. No! Rebound, Edwards.
In and out. Makes you wonder how that ball didn't go in that hole. It's more in the hole than it was out. Port Huron High showing patience again with the ball. Trying to work that ball underneath.
Well, they can be patient. They're up 4. They can work for a good shot. Try to get it into Diggins underneath. They do, but it's still by Bloomquist, but I think that's going to be his 5th foul. And Todd Bloomquist fouls out of the ball game with exactly 2 minutes remaining.
That's 4 fouls.
I'm sorry, that's only 4. I thought that was 5.
The look on his face, I thought it was 5 also, Randy.
Well, unofficially, I had him for 5, but I was wrong.
I think Todd thought that could have went either way, and him and Mr. Dickens both probably, Andrew Dickens probably blew a sigh of relief there.
I wasn't sure who he was going to call that on. Diggins in and out, splits the pair. Rebound Bloomquist up to Jamison.
Oh, no.
Sophomore mistake there. Tried to force it inside. Steal by Zuloff. Up to Terry Miller. He'll pull it back out. Smart play.
There's some of that youth for you right there, Randy. Sometimes when you have a team full of seniors, they've been together for a long time. These kids have been playing together for a couple years down in the younger leagues, but there's a big difference when you get up here in varsity play.
That's a big game to throw the sophomore Powell into, but he's risen to the challenge. He just made a ill-timed pass there. He also picked up the foul. 51-46. Zuloff at the line to shoot 1-1. Clark checks in for Cosgrove. Nelson, who's been silent tonight, checks in for Powell. Port Huron High leads by 5. Zuloff can increase that lead. Jeff can't get it to go. He's missed 2 late in the game. High still by 5.
Northern can't afford to be too patient now with 1:13 left. Nice
Jamison
play.
up the middle, cuts the lead to 3.
Nice play by Mr. Jamison.
Ryan Mullins can't get it in bounds, so he calls a smart timeout. 1:06 remaining. Well, Scott, this will give us a chance to thank our crew here tonight. On the cameras, we got Matt Daly and Charlie Cincy. Thank you, gentlemen. Our directors tonight, Mary Dowd and Shelley Guernsey, and your program supervisor from Channel 6 CPHF, Jeff Casson. Thank you all. 1:06 remaining, 4th quarter, 51-48, Port Huron High Big Reds.
Definitely a lot of time left for Port Huron Northern. They can't take a lot of time to be setting up. It all depends how patient Port Huron High can be with the ball. Here we go again, worrying about the turnovers. They got to play smart basketball for the last minute or so.
I've got a feeling this last 1:06 is going to take about 10 minutes and 6 seconds. Full court man-to-man pressure by the Huskies. Ryan Mullins inbound underneath the Salt basket. Northern goes to the trap. Ryan Mullins breaks the half-court line.
Port Huron Northern can't allow Port Huron High to score here.
Now I know that's 5 now.
Yeah.
I thought he might have got all ball, but he got part of the body. And number 54, Todd Bloomquist, who's played a splendid ball game here tonight, fouls out. And Dan Larison, senior center, will have to check into the ball game for him. Fine ball game by Todd Bloomquist. Unofficially, right around 20 points.
Right around 20, 22 points for Todd. He had a lot of time on the pine, but he did an excellent job when he was out there. You've got to be out. You can't be letting him shoot those little gravy shots here. And Mr. Diggins is playing an excellent game underneath.
Got to make those free throws. He'll get the second. Well, Anthony Edwards had it down underneath. He got the guys in the air dished off. It could have also been a 3-second call underneath.
I think so.
Can't get either one. Larison hauls down the rebound.
Well, Todd didn't sit down for nothing there. That was a good sacrifice for the team.
Two big free throws that were missed. Off of Jameson.
You don't want to be doing that with 30 seconds left in the ball game.
Ryan tried to go baseline and went off his knee. Be the nail in the coffin. Jameson looks for three, but Miller cuts him off. Clark shot still good. Rebound Edwards.
Port Huron High, they got
over. Look
right
for the
there.
jam.
Yeah.
Intentional foul by Jameson.
He had to do it though, Randy. That was a sure two.
The Port Huron High Big Reds have swept the Northern Huskies twice this year. With 9 seconds remaining, they hold a 5-point lead. Diggins to go to the line to shoot a pair, and I believe an intentional foul. If it is, I will regain the ball.
It was. They called an intentional foul.
Well, I can tell you, Andrew Diggins is going to jam that. You can be sure of that.
He was going away to put that ball away. TKO, as they say.
Port Huron Northern still with 9 seconds. Got a slight chance. He's going to have to try a couple three-point shots quickly. But if Andrew Diggins can hit these free throws and the fans start to file out, they think it's over.
Telling you.
Port Huron High with a victory climbs into first place with Port Huron Northern and Grosse Pointe South. These same Big Reds play host to Grosse Pointe South Tuesday night. We look forward to seeing you back here at the Big Red Gymnasium for the final contest of the season.
This is going to cause a heck of a logjam at the top of the EML
Port
now.
Huron Northern's not out of the EML title chase by any means after tonight. They still got 3 ball games to go. They will be heavily favored in all 3 of those games. So we could have a 3-way tie before the season's out. Andrew Diggins still can't seem to get it to go from the charity stripe. It was an intentional foul. He'll get one more, and more importantly, High will get the ball.
That's the big plus here. Even without the baskets, Port Huron High gets the ball. They played an excellent game. Port Huron High came in, they changed their style of play. Did an excellent job with Port Huron Northern. I think Port Huron Northern is glad to get this game over with. As they say, everything usually comes in threes.
Northern's got a foul right away, right away. That's all Brian Hanton could do. 3 seconds ticked off the clock. Let's see if Terry can make one. They really do need to make both of these because that would put them up 7. Then it would take 3 possessions for Port Huron Northern. Right now, all they need is 2, and stranger things have happened.
Oh, that's for sure.
I know Coach Hanton hasn't counted his troops out yet.
A lot of time with 6 seconds left. You can use that ball and that clock, right? Big basket there by Terry Miller, who's done an excellent job all night guarding Northern's big 3-point shooter in Jameson. He's done an excellent job on the line.
Paul Downey checks in for Northern. I know he'll try the tray if they can get the ball to him.
Good job there by Northern.
But they're 7 up. Quickly up. Hand's got to try 3. Too hard off the iron. Rebound at the buzzer! It's all over! Your final score! Port High 55, Port Northern 48. Scott, your final comments on tonight's game?
Just an excellent game for the area, for both teams. They did an excellent job. Port Northern just fell into a little bit of a hard time, kind of got out of their game plan, where Port High seemed to be that they adjusted better in the second half.
Once again, your final score, 55-48 for the host Big Reds. For Scott Jones, this is Randy Fernandez. Have a pleasant good evening.